your creators look great, the product is strong, the copy is solid. So why are results still flat? You might think it's your offer, your targeting, or even the algorithm. But what if the real issue is your funnel logic? Right now, you're probably running the same creative to everyone. One ad to cold, warm, and hot audiences without any kind of segmentation, any message matching, and quite frankly, little to no structure. And that's exactly why your performance is dropping, even though it feels like everything is in the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why running the same creative to everybody, cold, warm, and hot, is destroying your ad performance and what top brands do instead. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Moses. I'm the founder of Dosi Dynamics. We help skincare brands launch fast, winning ads every single week without hiring creators, without planning shoots, and without shipping products. My goal for you by the end of this video is simple. You know exactly how to structure and sequence your creatives to match the buyer's journey so that every ad you run feels like the natural next step for your customer. That means better results with less wasted budget. Now let's zoom in for a second. Most brands think of UGC like this. I just need a really good ad, and if the content is good, it will convert. And whilst that is partially true, great or good is relative. It's very important to know that a great ad to a cold audience is not the same thing as a great ad to a warm audience, because they're both at different stages, they got different objections and different mindsets. And it may sound simple, and it really is, but there's many brands that run the exact same, like they treat every single customer like they're seeing their product for the first time. If you run one universal ad with one message, that's where things already fall apart. Because without funnel matching, even your creative creatives get wasted. Think of it like this. You wouldn't speak the same way to somebody who's never worked out before as you would to somebody who has been working out for 6 months. The beginner may need a little bit more trust, belief, and motivation, whilst the intermediate client would already be past that stage and would need a little bit more of refinement, advancement tools, and results logic. They both got the same goal, but it's just a different psychology, different messaging, and overall just a different tone. And that's exactly how paid ads work. You can't talk to warm, cold, and hot leads in the exact same way, but most brands still do. It kind of has the same principle as archetypes, which I was talking about in one of my other videos when I said that you can't talk to older women the same way you talk to younger women, or you can't talk to men the same way you talk to women. And even though in this case, if the archetype is the exact same, you can't talk to cold customers the same way you talk to warm customers. Does that make sense? Cold viewers don't know who you are, so you may want to use more problem awareness content that matches them or that meets them where they are. You know, education, empathy, and curiosity, for example. Warm viewers may need more validation. They've seen you before or they've seen your product before, but now they just need more credibility, resonance, and ultimately a reason to trust you. Now, if we take it a step further, we got hot viewers. Now, hot viewers, they're literally at the tipping point of purchasing. So they will need something more like, you know, social proof, urgency, and CTAs. Those are what would matter the most. Instead of, you know, making them aware of their problem or making them aware of your product, it's more so guiding them into the purchase. But what do most brands do? What they do is they just run one UGC testimonial to everyone. And what happens then? Cold viewers scroll because you pitched too soon. Warm viewers get bored because they've seen this before. And hot viewers don't act because you didn't push them too close. Your ads are misfiring, not because they're bad, but just because they're mistimed. So obviously it's very important to have, you know, good ads, good creatives, etc. But it's just as important, maybe even more important, when it comes to the timing and when it comes to the segmentation. And the funny thing is, when your ad doesn't match your viewer stage, the algorithm actually notices it. If cold prospects bounce instantly, your CPMs go up. And if warm leads don't click, your CTR goes down. This is why so many founders say it worked for a few weeks, and then it just died. This is the silent killer of performance. You're wasting good creatives on the wrong stage of the funnel. And even when the ad could work, it doesn't, because it ultimately just wasn't built for that moment in the buyer's journey. Now let's talk about how you can fix this, because once you align your creatives with your funnel stage, magic starts to happen. So first, stop thinking of your ads as standalone assets. Instead, start thinking of them as parts of a journey. You need to map your creative to the exact stage your viewer is in, not just generically talk about ingredients or benefits. Let me break this down. At the cold stage, your viewer has no clue who you are. They're not problem aware, which means your ad needs to do one thing: make them care. You're not trying to convince them to buy, you're trying to trigger recognition. This is where awareness ads shine. Emotional storytelling, relatable problems, quick tension, curiosity, and validation. For example, I've tried 6 moisturizers this year and none of them worked. Ever wonder why your skin gets worse after a facial? Do you get where I'm coming from? It grabs attention not because it's loud, but because it's familiar. Now contrast that with the warm stage. The viewer already knows who you are. Maybe they saw your cold ad yesterday, maybe they clicked, watched a video, maybe they even visited your website. And if you hit them again with the exact same awareness ad, you're wasting the opportunity. Here, you need to build belief. Show them why your product works, not just that it exists. Now, finally, there's the hot stage, which would be for retargeting. At this point, the person might have already visited the product page, added something to their cart, maybe even almost watch all of your videos. At this point, they don't need convincing anymore. They need certainty, scarcity, urgency, or just a final reason to act. For example, still thinking about it? Here's why customers choose us over X. Now, here's a mistake that most brands make. They either run one ad to everyone, or worse, they run a retargeting ad first, and then they obviously wonder why it didn't convert. It's like, imagine proposing marriage to someone on the first date. Even if you're the right person, it's just the wrong time. And that's why we at Dosey Dynamics always ask brands what their monthly traffic goal is first before we even build a single ad. Because if you're targeting cold traffic all month, that means we need to lead with emotion and awareness. If you're scaling warm or retargeting, then that means we need to double down on belief and urgency. And this is production, but it already starts from the market research. You know, I said this in one of my other videos. If you're, for example, a brand who's targeting, like Gen Z women, then we're not gonna do market research, or it just doesn't make sense to do market research on brands that are targeting older women. What we would do instead is we would find similar brands to yours, brands who have a similar archetype, so also a younger audience. And not only that, we also analyze specific competitor ads based on the same stage you're targeting, which means if your goal is cold traffic for this month and you're a brand whose target is young Gen Z women, then we will only do our homework on brands that have that specific archetype, but then also only analyze the ads that's relevant to your current monthly goal. Why? Because the same ad may completely kill it at warm, but completely fail at cold. And here's how this helps you. You spend less budget trying to brute force conversions. You get faster insights because you know what is getting tested and why. And lastly, you build trust with your viewers by matching their mindset and not just going off a content calendar. Because let's be real here, we're not trying to go off a content calendar. We're trying to, we're trying to make money, right? We're trying to convert. We're trying to get them to buy. Think of your creative system like a relay race. Each ad hands off the baton to the next. But if every runner sprints in their own direction, you lose the race, no matter how fast they are. Matching your ads to your funnel isn't just strategic, it is literally a must. It's one of those small things that make a giant impact, and it's absolutely essential if you want to scale without wasting budget, time, and trust. Now, if you don't fix this, right, if your creatives aren't matched to your funnel, here's what's going to happen, or what may be already happening. First, you'll burn through cold traffic without converting them. The average DTC founder believes their creators are strong because the visuals look great or the voiceover sounds clean, but none of that matters if the message isn't matched to the audience's current awareness level. Cold traffic isn't ready to see your offer. So when they see a direct CTA or a product showcase, they scroll. They don't know why they should care. That means the first impression was wasted. Not because the creative was bad, but because it was mistimed. And now you're spending thousands to test ads that never really had a shot. And on the flip side, warm traffic gets bored. Why? Because you keep feeding them cold hooks. You keep restarting their journey at the top of the funnel, and eventually they tune out. It's like trying to sell someone who's already seen your product 5 times by showing them the same cold pitch they saw the first time. It's a worse of ad spend, and worse, it even creates negative association. You really just look like a beginner brand who doesn't know who's watching or who doesn't understand who's watching. Many brands make this mistake. Their product may be good, their creators could be solid, but because they're speaking to the wrong audience at the wrong time with the wrong message, the numbers just don't add up. Now, I already mentioned the marriage analogy, but imagine this. Imagine using a first date pickup line on your wife of 10 years, or if you're a woman, imagine your husband uses the first day pickup line after 10 years of marriage. Doesn't make sense, right? And it's the same thing when it comes to your ads. If your creatives aren't mapped to the right funnel stage, everything breaks. You'll never know what's actually working because everything is tested at random. And you'll never scale what's working because the structure isn't built. And even if you are converting, because I'm very well aware that there's definitely people still converting despite all of this, but what they don't understand is that they're not converting efficiently, which means your ROAS is capped, your CPMs are high, and your cost per winner is increasing month by month. And if your competitors are running full funnel systems and you're not just losing performance, you're actually just giving up the entire race. Now, if this helped clarify what may have been hurting your ad performance, or if you just found any kind of value from this, comment down below and let me know which part hit the hardest. And if something was unclear, I'll reply and help you out. No pressure, just clarity.